Hi, Dawn Lewis here, and it's day 4 of our 5-way series featuring Blah 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 and Blah Bunny by Honeybee Stamps. You can find Honeybee Stamps in Australia at dawnlewis.com.au, but today I'm featuring something else a little bit different. Yes, I'm using Blah Blah Blah. No, I'm not using Blah Bunny. I'm stamping with archival jet black ink, plus I have some distress embossing ink. I have a large 6x4 Project Life card, and I'm using a frame today. I'm using my stamp positioner just for a little help, gold embossing powder, and my heat tool, of course. And I've got an acrylic block, but I'm using Darkroom Door's Cup of Tea stamp set. I love this set. Rachel, you're a genius. Thank you for catering to my love of tea. This is a rubber stamp set, and the reason I'm using my stamp positioner is I can't see what I'm putting where. So I've got a basic idea, but I like to use the stamp positioner just to make sure things are lined up straight. So as a guide, I'm going to figure out where I need all of my pieces to go, but I'm also going to take the frame into consideration. I have all the words from Blah 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 that I want loaded on one side of my acrylic block just to keep them in order, but I'm going to use the flip side of my block to stamp the rubber stamp. So I've stamped out the beautiful vintage teacup, and I'm just applying gold embossing powder. Now, I didn't use my anti-static powder tool. It's always the way. The first time I always forget to use it. I really should keep it in the drawer with the embossing powders so it jogs my memory. Maybe that would be a good idea. So now I'm going to use it. But it doesn't really matter if you don't have it, because I've just used an old paintbrush, a dry paintbrush, to brush away any excess embossing powder, and it worked a treat. I didn't get anywhere I didn't want it. So I'm going to use the spoon now, and I've stamped it up the top. Now, I can't remember where I got this Project Life card from. I think it was in a swap that I ran a couple of years ago. So I just dug through my drawer and I found something. I was looking for something yellow because I wanted to go all gold and yellow, and this fit the bill perfectly. But of course, mix it up. If you've got a black and white Project Life card, or you're just making something up on your own, some framed art, then go with the colours you love. Go with the colours that fit your decor, okay? Go with what you have if you need to. I've also stamped out the tea bag, and you see I catch all of the leftover embossing powder in and pour it back into my jar. So I'm going to heat set everything. This is a cute little chopping board I got at IKEA, but I've seen Kmart have some pretty cool ones as well. And I'm heat setting all of the beautiful gold. Now, this embossing powder, no word of a lie, is probably 25 years old, and it still works a treat. So my frame now is going to help me place my words. So I'm stamping with archival jet black ink. Now, I don't know if I'm going to need to double stamp anything, so I am using the stamp positioner just in case there's a bit of an error somewhere. So I'm using a variety of different words because this frame is all about Mondays, and it's all about my level of coping as my tea is drunk. So I've started with Mondays up the top left, and then it's at the top is like, I don't want to, and then it moves down to blah, and then and then meh, and then okay now. So I know for a lot of people this is probably more relevant with coffee, but for me it's more relevant with tea because I don't drink coffee. I love the smell of coffee, don't get me wrong. If I was allowed to drink it, I totally would, but I'm not allowed, and so I don't. Caffeine content's just way too high for me to handle. So there we go. We've got all of my almost all of the words. I've got the okay and the ... because I type that way. Anyone who's on my Facebook page will know that that's how I type. I use dots a lot. That's how I kind of indicate a pause. Now I'm adding just a random piece of washi tape from my stash onto the back, and I'm going to line up my frame where I want it, and the washi tape is just going to hold that Project Life card still in the back of my mat. This is a frame from Kmart. I've used it for a few projects. I love that I can switch out my artwork. It's really, really cool. And it can hang because the hanger is movable, or it can stand up. So usually it stands up on my bookshelf. And so there we go. We've got a piece of art that took really not very long to make. If you are looking for honeybee stamps in Australia, you can find them at dawnlewis.com.au. And if you're looking for this gorgeous Darkroom Door set, head over to darkroomdoor.com.au. So I do hope you're enjoying this series. Tomorrow is our last day, and I have something a little bit different for you. So thank you very much for watching, and especially if you subscribe, I really appreciate it. You can find a link to all of the details and materials on my blog down below in the description box. I hope that you have a very crafty day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.